Oderus, calling in from, where are you calling in from, Oderus, right now?
Some kind of tunnel system underneath the city of Portland.
Portland.
We decided to come up beneath the city rather than fly in, hoping that we could run into some weird underworld denizens. Portland's a strange city. There's a lot of weird creatures down here. But, yeah, just think I could see some sunlight up ahead. So, yeah,
there you
ready
go.
to show up at the gig.
That is sick. And, Oderus, for everyone listening right now, all my Hard Rock ML listeners, I tried getting you on last week, but we had some technical difficulties, and you guys were playing in Phoenix, I believe, right?
What? Tonight?
Last Friday, I had tried to...
I don't know where the fuck we were playing last Friday. I barely know where we're playing tonight.
That's crazy, but you know what? I'm glad I finally got a chance to get you on. I think it's well worth the wait, you know what I mean? So thank you for calling in, dude. That's awesome here.
Well, I'm sure the pleasure is all yours.
Yeah, I got a lot of questions, though. You guys have been very active, and this is called the Hard Rock and Heavy Metal Zone. And as a fan of your music recently, I gotta say, you guys have definitely waved the metal flag, starting with Lust in Space, from then on, Bloody Pit of Horror. Kind of explain why you guys wanted to go back to that more metal style, where I kind of, in the early or late 90s, I felt you kind of went away from it, but then you guys went right back to it with the heavy riffs, just powerhouse vocals, and just brought it on those last two albums I just mentioned.
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of think it really started like in 2001 with Violence Has Arrived. You know, really the last non-metal album we did was, I think, We Kill Everything in like 1998. And, you know, slowly we just like we just kind of played every type of music ever, you know, like when we were first on, we instantly gravitated towards metal, but then we wanted to like check out all the other different styles of the human race, what they'd come up with in our long sleep. So we ripped around with just about everything from country music to funny punk to albums like Carnival of Chaos, which just defied description. It took about 3 or 4 records to work through all of these musical veils, but before long we found ourselves back where we had started, at the true form of music which is most pleasing to Gwar, and that is, of course, metal. And we have been here proudly ever since, and now that we've finally come to this conclusion, you know, I think we're probably going to stay here because, quite frankly, it just fits to the band that's into metal, plays metal music, and is on a label called Metal Blade.
There you go.
It wouldn't make much sense if we were playing fucking harpsichords, would it?
No, it wouldn't. I mean, Metal Blade is the label that's been around. It put out all those great compilations back in the day. King Diamond's on Metal Blade. So if you're on a label that King Diamond's on, you got to be metal. You know what I mean?
You got to be metal.
You got to be.
There's no other choice.
There's no other choice. And I got to bring up here because when I really got into Gwar, I got to be honest, I got in a little late. You know, I was a big fan of the more like doomy, thrashy stuff. But Corey, when it comes to Flatus Maximus, I'm very, very sorry that Flatus left. He was a great guitarist. In those last 2 albums, he contributed so much with those lead playing. Would you agree with me on that?
Oh, yeah. He really
especially
fucking brings the
one.
heat on
Bloody
those
Pit
last
of
2
Horror.
records, and especially Bloody Pit of Horror. You know, it's quite a task to move on and even create something greater. But if anyone's up to the fucking challenge, it's Gwar. And our new guitar player, Pustulus, absolutely shreds. So we've already written 13 songs for the new record, and
that's it.
You know, we got some big shoes to fill with this. Without Flatus's input, you know, this is back on us, and we got to prove that we can step up to the plate. And actually, you know, knowing what I do about the album already, I know that we are, and I know Gwar fans are absolutely going to fucking love it.
Well, that's
so as much as you know, the Flatus years are going to be remembered as a legendary time for Gwar's music, I believe the era of Pustulus Maximus has begun. And they'll hear it hopefully around halfway through next year when we finally get the fucking thing out.
That's what I can't wait. And also, I got to back that up. Pustulus, if anyone has not, go on YouTube and check out Carry On My Wayward Son, covered by Gwar. When you listen to that solo, I mean, he kills the guy. I could actually see him literally kill the guitarist in Kansas, which I wouldn't mind, but it's a great song. And how did that come up? Because like that's a very interesting, classic rock song. I mean, Kansas, huh? You just decided.
Well, it was really stupid the way it came up. The AV Club is the thing the Onion does, that humor magazine or newspaper or whatever it is from the Midwest, and they have this thing called the AV Club where they have bands that are playing in the Chicago area come into their office, and they got this weird round room, and the bands go into this round room, and they had a list of songs on the wall, and one by one, different bands would pick songs off that list. Now, we just happened to be the last band that got there.
That's gotta suck, always.
The only song that was left was Carry On My Wayward Son. So we were kind of stuck with it, But damned if the boys didn't do just an amazing job, not only covering it perfectly, but also interpreting certain sections of it and giving it more of a Gwar kind of feeling. I initially thought it was the stupidest idea ever and just didn't even want to have any part of the project. I was out in L.A. at the time working on the second season of Holliston, my sitcom. And
nice plug. That's a great plug-in.
Yeah. And I was just like, that's horrible. We don't want to debut Pustulous like that. And then I got back, listened to what they had, and I was like, fuck it. This is great. And in a way, the lyrics fit kind of really well with the whole Flatus, Pustulous situation, and also for our fans,
Yeah, that was actually very true.
Don't you cry no more, goddammit, or I'll beat the shit out of you.
Hey, dude, I gotta say, that was a great cover. And I think that's the thing about people don't realize. Metal bands can cover non-metal songs. Look at Ghoul. They cover Kids in America. And that's an amazing cover. So
Sure. And there were metal elements to Kansas. I mean, sure, they were like an epic rock band, but, they had heavy guitars, and those are some fucking shredding solos, and you can put a more metal aspect to them.
Oh, no doubt.
And make a really fucking cool song.
No doubt. I would have preferred, this is because I'm a big Rush fan, I want to hear Gwar cover like, I got to see you guys try to cover like Subdivisions or something.
Maybe Bytor and the Snow Dog. That's always been a favorite of mine.
That Bytor,
but I could never sing it like Geddy Lee. I do my own. I do a special Oderus interpretation of it.
I would love to hear that. But I want to now go on because you've been touring you guys are constantly touring. I saw you when you toured with Ghoul, Municipal Waste, and Legacy of Disorder. It was a killer show at the Regency Ballroom. You guys nailed it. You killed Snooki, which was just that. Thank you for doing that. But just awesome show. And the cool thing about it is now you're touring with Cancer Bats and also as a Devil Driver, and Legacy of Disorder is back on. How come Legacy of Disorder, you guys, I guess, do you really like them? That's why they're back on?
Yeah, well, they're good buddies of ours, and they just keep asking us if they can open up for our tours, and we just keep saying yes because, you get over here all the way from fucking New Zealand, you want to get as many gigs as possible. So yeah, we don't have a problem hooking them up. They're a great band.
They are.
Not a lot of people know about them.
Oh, they were great.
We're just trying to hook them up with some great gigs so they can get enough of a following here to come on over here and start doing their own thing.
Well, it's funny is that if you look at that tour, Gwar, Ghoul, Municipal Waste, Legacy of Disorder, I've interviewed now Digestor on my show, and I also interviewed Rana, the guitarist from Legacy of Disorder. And now I just need to get a guy from Municipal Waste. So hopefully Ryan Waste maybe can pull himself away from the bars and playing some of that new wave of British heavy metal music. Get on the show. That'd be awesome, yeah.
Well, I'll be seeing Ryan tomorrow, so I will give him a hard time about it.
Yeah, that'd be cool because then I'd have everyone from that tour. And I got to say, that was a legendary tour. And would you ever consider actually maybe bringing those bands back together, going out and doing some more shows? Because just the fact you had Ghoul, Municipal Waste, and Legacy of Disorder, those three bands opening up for you guys, it was well worth the money. If anyone complained about paying to see that, they should be killed,
Well, it's just like once you do something like that and you do it really well and you do it one time, you don't want to just keep dragging the horse to the same well over and over again.
That is true.
I think this lineup's pretty special too, and who knows who the fuck we'll be playing with next year, but anytime we get a chance to play with the Ghoul guys or the Municipal Waste guys, we want to jump on it because they're definitely members of the Gwar family, and we just love hanging out with our friends.
That's awesome, man. But see, the thing is, I couldn't see you guys on this tour because you were in Sacramento. That was like the closest place I could go, so it was really tough. I was kind of left out to Strand. But will you guys be coming around again?
Yes, we're going to do another swoop of the United States in probably May of next year. So, where are you at, in San Francisco?
Sonoma County is very close to San Francisco, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be playing in San Francisco and maybe Petaluma and some other Bay Area places. So you have no excuse for missing us next time, human.
If
you got to catch this tour. It's fucking awesome. The era of Pustulus has begun, and you must behold it. You must hear it for yourself.
Dude, if you come to Petaluma, that's just down like practically 20 minutes. I will come to the door, knock on, but I won't be like Nardwar where I'll start like poking the mic in your face. You know, I'll be respectful, but dude, I'll do an interview live.
Okay, we'll get your ass to the show and we'll sort it out.
That sounds great. And I got to quickly bring up here, Oderus. Again, you guys have been doing this for 25 plus years as a band, probably longer, right? You guys have been around forever, man, just doing it. And the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I'm a huge critic of it. All my favorite bands are not in it. Some of those bands, I'm sure, influence you, like Kiss, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. And Alice Cooper took forever, which was shameful. You know, those people should be ashamed that Alice Cooper, it took like 10, 15 years and he was eligible. Now, Gwar, when it comes to the history, I think you guys should, just because you have brought such a unique element to hard rock and metal. There's no question that sooner or later you guys should be possibly considered for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What are your thoughts on that?
It'll never happen, and we could care less.
Really? Really?
Yeah, fuck the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I want to hear. There we go. But
you know, fuck them. They have no respect for metal whatsoever.
Thanks. See, that's what I've been fighting, and people, Eddie Trunk and myself, keep yelling about it. But everyone keeps thinking it's okay. It's okay ABBA goes in before Kiss. But I could see, because I'm sure Kiss, when you guys were, you know, looking at bands, they were an influence, right?
Of course, they're a huge influence, you know. I didn't start to hate them until after, like, their 8th This Is Our Final Tour reunion fucking tour, when it became obvious that all they cared about was making money, and they were willing to lie to their fans in order to do it. That's when I started stopped giving a shit about them, and I think it'd be funny if they never got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because I'm sure that's something that they covet.
That's
but
true.
I do love Paul Stanley to death. I love the original imagery of Kiss. It obviously had a huge impact on Gwar. And, you know, and they belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they'll probably get there. But the thing is, a band like Gwar, it ain't going to happen. You know, Gwar will get in there the same day fucking the Butthole Surfers get in there, which is never.
Well, watch, it'll be scary that Lady Gaga somehow gets in there one day before everybody.
That shit's not even rock and roll, so that shows you how fucking stupid they are. Oh. It's just like, as Groucho Marx once said, I wouldn't want to be a member of a club that would have me as a member, so fuck them.
Wait a minute, Oderus, Alice Cooper actually said that on That Mel Show. Is that a coincidence?
Really? Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in any club that would have me as a member. That was actually a Groucho Marx quote, and I'm glad Alice said that. And, you know, Alice has always been a big Gwar supporter as well. Every time anyone ever asks him about Gwar, he fucking says something really awesome, and I love that guy.
Thank you. And speaking of big supporters, I gotta bring this up. You were the one when Randy Blythe was being disrespected by Czechoslovakia. Everyone needs to know this, all my fans listening. This guy, Oderus Urungus, was the first guy to start calling out these people for the crap they were doing, and you were supporting that man, Randy, and you wanted him out of jail from Czechoslovakia. Am I right? You were fighting for him.
Well, sure. I mean, Randy and the Lamb of God guys and Gwar go way the hell back. He's more than just a fellow artist and a musician that I respect. He's a very close personal friend, and you know, I could do nothing else except assault with every amount of my fortitude. Unfortunately, when I got to Europe, I was actually planning on busting him out of jail. I found my way blocked by a gigantic pile of yummy chocolates, legal weed, and fucking hot as shit hookers. It just completely distracted me. I never got past Amsterdam.
Well, you know, Randy got out any which way, and he sounds great. I saw some live shows. That'd be a cool tour. Get Gwar and Lamb of God together. You know what I mean?
Oh, we've done tons of shows together. It's a great bill. But the thing is, you know, they're bigger than we are in many ways. They do more people than us, and So therefore they have to headline, and therefore Guar has to open up for them. And that's just really not Guar's gig. I mean,
that's true.
We like to headline because we want to fucking do everything that we want to do, and we don't want to be beholden to anybody else. And as much as it was great to go out, I think we went out and opened for Lamb of God about 5 years or so. It was a ton of fun. It was also very difficult every night to shove two of the biggest shows in rock and roll onto the same stage. I never wanted to do anything that compromises a Guar show. And sometimes opening up for people does do that. And that's not something that we're so interested in. In more of a festival format, hell yeah, it works great. Guar can get up there and do festival gigs and open up for anybody. But as far as night in, night out, club tours, fuck it, no way.
Dude, Oderus.
We are masters at that level, and we can't be opening up for anybody.
A true rock star right there, giving the honest opinion. You gotta love it, everybody. Very truthful. And the last thing I just want to touch on, you've been in blabbermouth a lot lately, but then again, you gotta sometimes call out these guys like Mustaine that say stupid political stuff. But I was gonna kind of touch on Rob Zombie. There are some interesting comments. You feel that Rob Zombie, he kind of doesn't, understand that he takes a lot from, of course, Alice Cooper and all the shock rock and that kind of genre. But you kind of made this comment that he was a G-rated artist. Can you kind of explain about that?
Well, I mean, it's just my personal taste, First of all, I hate his music. I liked it back in the old days with the early White Zombie stuff. But after they fucking got caught lip-syncing on the MTV Awards, and they couldn't get back on their click track, and the whole thing fell to shit, I started to become a little bit disenfranchised with the band. Then he went off solo, and I can honestly say I hate that music. It's like pop music for, scary kids or something. I mean, it's not... To put it in another way, it's just not adult enough for me. There's too much bubble gum involved. It's just, it's not subversive. It's not revolutionary. And that's what I think rock and roll should be, especially a rocker of the stature and imagination of Rob Zombie. I know that he could use his considerable talents in a much more aggressive and dangerous manner, but he chooses not to. And why? For money. And that, to me, undermines an artist's validity. And that's why Rob has ended up in my crosshairs a few times. I don't have anything against Rob Zombie.
That's cool.
If that's what he wants to do, fine. But some artists are out here still trying to change the world. And that's what I'm all about.
And the thing about it is, I got to bring this up, and I tell everybody when I'm talking about what people say, don't always believe it right away, because the internet, it just takes your words and chews them up, and it puts people in these awkward situations where now I can see you come on here and you're talking verbally, and I'm sure now some guy on Blabbermouth is going to now construe it to, make it all weird and stuff. But no, that's what I understand. Also, you bring up, Rob's got to be very thankful John Five's in that band, because Rob, you say, is not bringing stuff, but John Five is always creating amazing music, and he works with so many people that, David Lee Roth, I think David Lee Roth would still be being just a gigolo if it wasn't for John Five.
Well, I would agree with that, definitely. But, when you have a frontman as blatantly as uncreative as Rob Zombie, it's just like you're kind of stuck with him. I don't care how good the music sounds. If the guy's just up there trying to look like Al Jurgensen used to and saying yeah a whole bunch, it just doesn't interest me.
That actually, now I'm starting to, I picture that now. Damn, thank you. Now I realize it. But
yeah.
Quick. So I gotta say, and also thank you for calling in. But because I brought up that tour, Ballsack, Jaws of Death, that last tour, you guys were a 4-piece, and he was doing all the solos. Am I right?
Yeah, we pulled it off as a 4-piece.
That's unbelievable.
We had to carry on because we had to retire Flatus's guitar, and we had to give all the fans a chance to say goodbye. So we powered on as a 4-piece, and Ballsack really saved the day for us. But the new guitar player is in place. We're back to the Savage double guitar attack, and we're
awesome.
rocking again at full strength. And so Guar's come through the valley of death, and we're ready to kick some ass.
Hey Dave, that sounds awesome. And as a 4-piece, I saw you, and you guys put on a great show. And tell Ballsack, just great job doing that. That to me is standout. When you lose a guitar player to go away, guy steps up. And here, everybody listening right now, check out Guar's latest, their album, Bloody Pit of Horror. It is extremely heavy metal. It is awesome. And their new stuff, too. Tell everybody what you got going on quickly, and we'll say goodbye, dude.
Okay, yeah, we're just getting home after this tour, going into the studio, busting out a new album that should be out about halfway through next year. So be looking for it, and Hail Guar.
Hail Guar. Thank you for calling in, Oderus. Have a great show tonight, dude.
All right, bro. Have a good one.